Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to July 2022. This is your forecast. I am Lori Lothian. I'm a whole sign Hellenistic astrologer using the Western Tropical Zodiac, and I'm going to talk all about you. So let's get rolling and talk about a few of the highlights. I'm not going chronological, but I'm going to talk about the highlights and then we'll maybe add some chronology. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit my bell for notifications, and please check out my description box because I have my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter offer down there. It ends in July, where you can get my 2022 12 videos, 60 minutes each, all sign forecasts for free. And it's delivered to your inbox as soon as you sign up for my newsletter. Then you can unsubscribe. So what the hell, eh? Scorpio sun, moon, rising, especially rising is always going to be the most accurate. I think I want to start off with Mars because he's the lord of your sign. He's making a sign change right this month, and that's always germane. Now with Mars is a home sign of Aries since May the 24th and there till July 4th or 5th, depends on where you live. This has been good for you. You've been feeling that powerful Mars in dignity and your Mars ruled. And so you've been feeling a little bit more on your game in your work and your work routines and your health routines. So you've been like maybe working out more often than you normally do. You've been taking care of your health, getting your teeth clean, getting your eye check. Maybe you've been working out to more physically. And then you may also have been really focused and passionate and directed and had a lot of momentum in the workplace that you work in and the routines and habits of your daily work life. That's ending on July the 4th and 5th as the Lord of you moves into Taurus. Now, good news is you might work less hard in your work. Tough news is that Mars is moving into the house of your significant other relationships, your marriage partner or your business partner. And sometimes this can be conflictual energy. It may be that your partner is very Marsy, very combative, very argumentative, very gnarly energy, or that they're very driven and you're just watching them go to town, right? But it's not really always about you. It's Mars in the house of others. So this can also just make it feel like the relationships that you're involved in, whether you're one-on-one client, your love partner, your business partners, can feel more difficult than usual. And Mars will be here for 6 weeks. So yeah. So July 5th, add 6 weeks, you have to get used to it. It happens once every 2 years. And you may want to note that Mars is the god of cutting away and eliminating. So if things are not going well in a relationship, Scorpio, and it's not going to last, Mars will just snip it off on you. He'll cut it off. Just sorry about that, but it's true. Every 2 years, the house cleans your marriage house. So it could be the end of a relationship, the beginning of negotiating or parsing how you're going to separate from somebody, things like that. Now, also, I'm going to get comfy here. You could look at this Mars transit as a time where if you are wanting to eliminate people from your life, you may also do that. You may make choices to get rid of them. People that no longer are working for you. Okay, next, let's keep moving forward. Let's start off, since we're already on the Mars story, with Mars himself in Aries at the tail end of Aries on July 1st and 2nd, squaring Capricorn Pluto. And that's for you, tension in the sky that's happening between your Lord Mars, in your 6th house of work and health routines, squaring Pluto in your 3rd house of the neighborhood, your siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins, and your trips and travel. So simple things like something in the work environment prevents you from taking the trip you want to take. Maybe a July 1st and 2nd, you thought you'd get a getaway weekend. It's not going to happen. Or you may find that something to do with the health challenge means you can't go on that trip. Maybe I broke a foot and you need to get it fixed, Definitely those things can happen here. You could also find that something's going on with your family of origin, extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, and all of that. And you may have to deal out some kind of conflictual resolution with that person during that time. And lastly, if you want to learn something, the skills based, especially for your work, this is going to be a lot of tension around that learning, but it can be worth pushing through because you have obsessive intensity in the learning of something new around July 1st and 2nd. And you got some little bit of good news coming through with a Mercury in Cancer in a sextile to Uranus. And that's kind of a separate story, but it's happening around the same time. And so good news from foreign lands, courts and legal affairs, things like that coming through to and from maybe a business partner, client, or your marriage partner, significant other, spousal partner, live-in partner, monogamous partner, delivering some good news about legal affairs, foreign lands, or academic stuff as well. Moving forward on July 8th to the 11th, the sun in Cancer will sextile Uranus in Taurus. Did I say that right? Yep. And so Uranus is moving through your marriage house since 2019, or your significant others. It's very giving you freedom and outside the box relationships, willingness to experiment, disruptive, but then landing a new kind of relationship. Think about how things have been since 2019 with the people in your life. And this is a time, therefore, it's good. It's a sextile, it's positive. With the sun in Cancer moving through that 7th house is a little bit like what I mentioned with the Mercury story. What good news is coming through a significant partnership person in your life that connects to those foreign lands, foreign shores examples I gave you, academia, book publishing, maybe even courts and legal battles. July 11th to the 15th, you've got a energy of a gorgeous Venus trine to Saturn. Now, Venus is a god of love and goddess of love and money, and Saturn is lasting, enduring, determined, status quo, bringing it to form energy. You've had Saturn moving through your 4th house of home and real estate now since 2020. It may have made your home life feel difficult. You may have had some struggles or had to work hard at home, from home. Yes, we did. It was called a pandemic. And this now is an opening because Saturn's here until March of 24 from the money goddess in the house of mortgages. Yeah. The house of money you would get from the sale of a property, the 8th house, bequeathments, things to do with investment money. So there's a bit of a nice money story going on here for you guys. You Scorpios are looking at something positive, and it may influence your finances, but it also influences your home in a positive way. Alrighty. So maybe you have the money now to buy the possession that the home needs, like, a sofa or something good going on for money and home stuff. July 11th to the 15th for you guys. It is a square to Neptune in the 5th house, so be careful for don't believe everything without looking at the dotted line, but for the most part this feels very positive. Mercury will go into the heart of the sun in Cancer. It's called Cazimi, in a flowing trine to Neptune around the 24th of the month of July, and that is going to be opening up more of that 9th house stuff. So guys, 9th house Cazimi, downloads from God, insights about your higher mind, your true purpose in life, those sorts of things are being delivered. But Mercury's a messenger. So what kind of messages could come from foreign shores and lands, academic environments, or that kind of thing in the wake of this Cazimi as well? You're going to see a full moon in Capricorn that's happening right on Pluto. So it's very powerful on July the 13th. And that full moon is going to be in the zone of your sky that has to do with your, drumroll please, 3rd house stuff, your local neighborhood, your online skills-based learning, online life, platforms and stuff like that. Trips and travel. There's a fullness here. So a big trip could be taken that you've always wanted to do. You may have planted seeds for that journey 6 months ago. There could be some fullness regarding ambitions and things you want to do in and around your local neighborhood that bring you a sense of power. Or there could be a completion of something you've been learning that's a skills-based education that's coming to fulfillment, like maybe a graduation of some kind during the time of the moon, plus 2 months, 2 weeks. July 13th at 2 weeks. You could look at the end of the month as both the good and the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's 2 things happening that are worth noting. Let's talk first about the hard and then the easy. The Mars is going to be, your Lord Mars is going to be conjunct Uranus and the North Node in Taurus, a very rare and intense event around 18 degrees of Taurus. Now, where is Taurus in your sky, guys? What house does it rule? Well, it's that marriage house, like we mentioned before. And so it's right across the way from you. It's very intense. And so it's that same Mars that could be providing conflict and combat and difficulty, as I said earlier, as he moves through Taurus starting July 4th and 5th, and that adds 6 weeks. And then he's going to kind of hit this like intense, explosive tinderbox energy on July 31st. The tension begins to build on the 21st of July. It kind of is ongoing till about the 5th of August. Now, honestly, this may have nothing to do with you. This could be your partner, love and business, either or, going through some kind of conflict in their own lives that's very explosive, challenging, sudden, and disruptive for them. Okay. And it could also be, though, disruptive for you. I need to get comfortable. Give me a minute. So keep that in mind. I can't tell you which way it's going to work out. If I had a partner, like a marriage partner type thing, I would also caution my marriage partner to be cautious for accidents or injuries. Okay. I'd be like all over that. I'd be like, no, you're not going to go skydiving today. Okay. Especially on the 31st of July. But, be cautious for your partner around that time, especially because accidents happen when Mars is involved, and he's out of dignity, and this is really about somebody else, not you. Somebody could be getting injured if they're not cautious around July 31st, give or take a few days on either side. The good news is the Leo new moon is trining lucky Jupiter on the 28th of July. And this is going to bring some opportunity and luck to you in the 2 weeks that follow, and even beyond that, the 6 months that follow. The Leo chunk of real estate for you, Scorpio, is your career. You are lucky in your career. You are blossoming and blooming in your career, your ambitions, your success, your reputation. Okay. But it's lucky. That's the trine baked into Jupiter, from Jupiter in your work house, the colleagues, the collegiate space, the work routines, the habits of your work, lucky work opportunities. This is promotion all over it. This is raise all over it. So you're getting up leveled in your career. Opportunity is knocking. You may see something develop. Let's go, 2 weeks after that moon, July 28th, add 2 weeks. And it's kind of an ongoing vibe for the 6 months that follow until the full moon in the house of career 6 months later. So Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I called you Scorpio. I've been doing these back to back, all signs for each sign. I'm getting delirious. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, check out my description box. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate you guys. And yes, there's a magic lamp in my background.